last thing you need.
Is luck. We may need bodyguards after today.
Um, yeah, don't tell anyone about next Thursday. We're just going to leave the system. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. Seen and heard everywhere you get your podcasts, on the web at airedoutvt.com on this Thursday morning. Yes. A very good morning. It almost feels like the weekend, but it's not quite here. We're getting close. Traditions at Fontaine Meadows this weekend on Saturday from noon to 6 is going to be hosting yet again another giant sale on local grass-fed meats from noon to 6, 3165 U.S. Route 2. It's just about 100 yards from the Route 2, Route 14 junction right there at Fontaine Meadows. Craft brews are going to be on sale. Price to move. Get them while you can. They're doing cash. They're doing check. They're doing Venmo. Get there. Don't be getting there at 5:55 on Saturday. Oh, man. I don't know about you. Feeling a little overwhelmed this morning. What are we, like 13 shopping days to Christmas, 20 days to the new year? There is so much happening. There's so much going on. I am definitely going to be running down some of the headlines this morning. Before I do, quick reminder that Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the Grinch all going to be stopping off at Montpelier Mazda and Montpelier Volkswagen on Friday, 5 to 7. Everyone is invited. Snacks for the whole family. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be decorating cookies. We're going to be chugging hot cocoa. We're going to be sitting on Santa's lap. I am going to be asking him for something that I have never asked Santa before, but I'm going to do it Friday night, and hopefully I'll be able to stream it live. But yeah, it's at the all-new Montpelier Mazda and Montpelier Volkswagen, 1189 Route 2 in Berlin. Santa also going to be making his way to the Imagination Station on Saturday, right here in Barrie on Summer Street over at the WellSpace building. It's kind of an opportunity for kids to go in and have a sensory, sensitive, quiet time, quiet experience with Santa. Not a lot of loud music and long lines and everything. So if you have kids who just want a low key positive experience with Santa Claus, he will be at the Imagination Station Snoozlin Room at the WellSpace building right here in Barrie on Summer Street. You need to give them a jingle, though, and just reserve a time, all right, with Robin. We have the ad posted all over the Aired Out page, so it's dark blue. You'll see the details right there. It's got the phone number, all the information that you need. Community calendar is jammed. It's jammed. Jeep Miss on Saturday. starting up at the Berlin Mall at dark. You will definitely see all the Jeeps up there. They're all going to be decorated, and they'll make their way around Berlin, around Central Vermont, and finish off at the State House Saturday. But it's always fun to see Jeepmas. Birthdays today, day number 12 of December. And here they are: Lisa DeForge, Doug Pike, Tabitha Jenkins, Brian Smith, Louis Sanborn, Lori Ann Green, Christina Griffith, Sarah Rollins, McKenna Harris, Greg West, Spiro Chumas, who was my roommate in college, by the way, and Gary Spalding, all on the birthday list today. Right around 30 degrees this morning. The flood watch has ended about 2 hours ago. We're looking at a pretty good day here, 31 for the daytime high. So more seasonable temperatures. Glad to have those heavy rains and those warm melting temperatures behind us now. Minor water in my basement. Some of the streets got a little flooded here and there around Central Vermont, but for the most part, the weather forecast, the weather models kind of shifted and improved, and we're okay. We're okay, which is great. Not the case a year ago. I'm sure you remember, right around Christmas. It was insane. Tonight going to be cold, 13 degrees, partly cloudy, and then Friday, tomorrow, highs around 23, partly sunny. Facebook question of the day. According to Bloomberg, Elon Musk has just become the first person ever to reach the threshold of a net worth of $400 billion. So I asked you this morning, what do you think he'll pay in taxes this year? And furthermore, will he pay taxes this year? Let's bring on our Washington correspondent, Greg Forbes. What say you about this, bud? Will he pay taxes this year?
No, he's in Trump's pocket, so he definitely will not pay.
Anything?
Maybe $1, but probably not.
$400 billion.
I know. Could you imagine? And I don't see any of it. Do you?
I don't see any of it. I mean, think about what would you do with $400 billion? I mean, I can't even conceptualize that. I mean,
well,
first thing for me, I would be thinking about veterans right off.
Yes.
My God.
I think there's a lot of worthy organizations and people that need assistance and help, not just in Vermont, but everywhere. And I think that there's a lot of hospitals and places that could use some money to be able to help those that don't have.
Right.
And of course, he says that I give to charity all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give because it's a write-off. You don't give because you want to.
Sure.
But I couldn't even fathom that amount of money. I mean, I'd probably have a really nice house and a really nice island somewhere, but other than that, I couldn't fathom it.
We are calling our Thursday morning time together the G Spot.
Yes.
Everyone knows you as G.
Right.
Your real name is Greg.
Yep.
But everyone calls you G. Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah.
Not to, imply or suggest that it's anything other than just the letter G.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Although,
yes,
if we're gonna go there, people are gonna look and say he has a segment called the G Spot. Is that like a sexual thing? No, it's not. It's just it's my spot.
It's your spot.
It's my spot.
Yeah.
And you never know where we're going to be when we do the G Spot.
Of course. We have a lot to unpack this morning. next Thursday, you and I are going to possibly go somewhere remote and enjoy some cappuccino and sit down and chew the fat together.
Oh, we're definitely doing it.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
yeah. No, we're definitely doing it.
I don't even know where to begin this morning. First of all,
too much to say.
Good morning to you, buddy.
Good morning.
I haven't even given you my hug.
I haven't gotten a hug today, so that's something that we'll have to go for later.
Well, I always give you a hug and a grope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Okay.
How are things going? What's going on? What do we have to talk about this morning? My God, I just don't even know where to begin.
You know,
you're getting a lot of people that are saying good morning to you, G.
Good morning, everybody. Between the things we read on Facebook, and we hear in the news, and we read in the papers, there's just a plethora. You like that word?
I love plethora.
There's a plethora of things to talk about.
Yes. Here's one of my favorite words. You ready?
Yes.
There's a plethora of kerfuffles.
Ooh, yes. Which leads us to become loquacious.
Oh!
Whoa! Let it begin.
Oh, my God. Oh.
You know, I listened the other day to you and Chris talking.
Mm-hmm.
And what a powerful conversation.
Chris Autry.
Yeah, what a powerful conversation. And for those who didn't or don't understand Christmas and its significance to people in their hearts and to people all over the world.
Yep.
Listen to that podcast again with Chris, because shame on the people in these little insignificantly annoying natty kind of committees that are coming about in Barrie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Barrie, where we love to decorate. You drive down the street and all the stores are decorated, and you go to the park on the corner and all the lights are lit and the tree is up. And shame on those insignificant people who don't want Christmas to be part of Barrie, let alone anywhere else.
If you're just joining us, you're not really sure exactly what we're talking about. Yesterday, I took a little bit of a deep dive on it. Chris Autry was on the phone with me, giving his reaction to the Barrie diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging.
Right, that insignificant four people that think that they can speak for the entire town.
They have been pushing the narrative that the Barrie Partnership is a religious organization.
These people are so these people are so insignificant with their tainted views. Hey, look, this is the way I see it.
Be careful. Rex Thompson is listening. I don't want you to offend him.
Rex will not be offended, because Rex is like me. He can't stand stupid, okay? Rex cannot tolerate stupid, neither can I. And here's how I see the whole thing, okay? Each person is their own individual, and they're entitled to be and think the way they choose to. Whether they're correct or incorrect in other people's minds is other people's issues. Okay, so if they truly believe this about Christmas and it being sensationalized and everything else, they're entitled to that. However, when you are somebody who verbalizes in a way that you're trying to persuade others to change the way they grew up, to change the way they believe, to change the spirit of what's in their heart.
Sure.
When you do that, you're no longer significant.
Chris made a great point that these organizations, these committees, whatever they are, who push the narrative of inclusion, by doing so, they're actually excluding.
Yes.
Listen, has anyone ever heard, maybe they have, I don't know, has anyone ever heard anyone in Barrie or any group of people in Barrie or anywhere around here upset, bothered, feeling excluded because the city is decorated for Christmas? I'm talking religious connotation and non-religious connotation.
Mm-hmm.
The lights, the garland, the wreaths, Santa Claus, the hot cocoa, the amazing parade that just took place a couple Saturdays ago. The red, the green, the ornaments, the Christmas for Kids coin drop. Are there any folks who don't celebrate Christmas that are offended, that want Barrie to be de-Christmasized? I've never heard anyone complain about this.
Well, there's 4 people on a committee that are complaining about it. Okay? But here's the way I see it. All right? Christmas is so much more than just presents and lights.
Sure.
The presents, the lights,
right.
Like Chris said, the presents have a significant meaning that's deeper than just here's a toy because Christmas is a time to give presents, okay? There's so much more significance to it. And I think what's sad is people do sometimes sensationalize it as far as, oh, I got to buy gifts for this, and if I don't, I'm a bad person and all that stuff. I think it's our job as intelligent adults to educate our children and the younger generations as to what Christmas is and what the meaning is, just like what is Hanukkah.
Sure.
Okay? And what is the meaning of Hanukkah, and why do the Jewish people celebrate differently than the Catholic people or the Christian people? You know, why are the Buddhists doing different things than the Jewish people? It's our job as adults to educate the young children coming up in the world so that they see the value of the different holidays and the different celebrations. If we're not doing that and all we're doing is judging, and what we're doing is telling children this is bad and this is wrong and the meaning is not correct and all that, then it's our fault that our next generation grows up ignorant.
Wow.
And that's in so many different aspects when they say, oh, that's our future. You know, we point to the young children of today and we say, oh, my God, that's our future. We're in trouble. We're only in trouble if we did not educate our future to be what we were.
Yep.
Okay? I grew up with Christmas every single year, but my parents didn't buy exorbitant gifts.
Sure.
They didn't sensationalize it. We put up a tree. My father decorated outside. This way we let people know that we as Christians celebrated this holiday. We celebrated the birth of Jesus Christ. We celebrated the meaning of him coming into the world in our religion, not in the Jewish religion or the Buddhist, but in our religion. We celebrated it. We didn't take the lights and force it on people's homes. We didn't make people put up trees and stuff. We did it for us because that's how we celebrated it.
Right.
But we were also going to church and being taught why we were celebrating it.
Absolutely.
And if the kids of today don't understand politics, and if the kids of today don't understand the Democrat and the Republican and the Independent Party, and the kids of today don't understand that there's more than just Christmas, there's Hanukkah, and there's so many other celebrations that go on around this year. If they don't understand it, then we didn't do our job as parents and adults. And instead of the adults of this community trying to tell everybody, don't do it, what they should be telling everybody is, if we're going to celebrate these lights and these trees and this feeling of harmony, then we need to tell everybody why and what we're celebrating. Okay? And it always amazed me that this time of year is when everybody smiles more and they nod more. And one of the Christmas songs says, why can't it be all year?
Sure.
So if we're trying to tell people this is bad on a time of year that everybody really is filled with more love and happiness,
right,
it's kind of like we just came out of an election where half of America says, what happened? And the other half says, good, we have a change coming.
Right.
There's so much diversity and so much change out there that we need to get back to the core root of what a holiday is, why Thanksgiving. Is it for turkey and all that? No, that's just a way that we symbolize it.
Sure.
But Thanksgiving is a time when we give thanks for the plentiful and the not plentiful things that we and other people have.
Before I forget, I have a great friend who is Jewish, and they celebrate this time of year giving.
Because it's the time of year that we can all use almost as an excuse to be nice.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it sad that we need an excuse to be nice?
A holiday.
A holiday.
I mean, they don't have a Christmas tree in their house. They have a menorah, but it's like they love this time of year.
Yes. Well,
they
my
love
mother's
they love the decorations.
Yes.
They
my
love
mother's
everything about
dearest
it.
friend was and is Jewish, and a New York Jew. That's all I gotta say.
Serious.
Okay, they talk like this. Oh my God, oy vey,
They talk
the whole
just like
thing.
you.
Yeah, but we would go over there and celebrate Hanukkah, Yom Kippur, and all that because that was their holiday and they were our friends. So we celebrated and enjoyed learning about. I think it's Elijah or whoever, I don't remember, that they set a place setting for that nobody comes and sits at because it's for that person, okay, who's no longer with us, but, is a significant part of the Jewish faith. And they would come to our house and exchange gifts on Christmas.
Sure. Isn't that something?
And it was just because they respected us and we respected them, as we should all do every fucking day, okay?
Not complicated.
Not complicated. You walk down the street. I have a resting bitch face that people see and they're like, oh, he's mad. Most of the time I am. The reason I'm mad is because the people out there are so bitter and so judgmental.
Sure.
He's gay. Oh, my God. And then the gay people, well, they don't like us. Oh, my God. So we hate them. Okay. And the Jewish people, what do you mean you're doing Christmas again? And the Catholic people, oh, my God, they put menorahs up. Why? Why are we judging all that?
Or the Catholics, or super religious folks, upset that Santa Claus has taken precedence over Jesus with Christmas.
But see, Santa Claus is a symbol.
St. Nicholas.
He's a symbol of St. Nicholas.
And Chris was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, and
fascinating.
Chris nailed it, okay? Yeah. He theologically took the whole thing and dissected it for the ignorant people and made it as clean and simple as possible. And there's still people that comment that, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about or he's just favoring the... No. When you're talking to somebody with intelligence, when you're talking to somebody who's scholared and learned, okay, you don't have to take their knowledge and make it yours, but you have to respect where it's coming from when the person is intelligent and knows what they're saying.
Sure.
Okay, and forcing my opinion on you, it only self-gratifies me. It doesn't do, it makes me feel like I've been heard. And when you go out there and people are giving their opinions, they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
They're doing it to take a stand and make sure that they're heard. And what they're really saying is, I'm kind of ignorant.
Yeah.
Listen to me because I'm ignorant.
Right.
Not stupid, because there's a lot of smart, intelligent people out there. I'm sure the people on this committee are intelligent individuals. They're just so opinionated and locked on their thoughts that no one else's counts, and that makes them ignorant, not stupid, ignorant.
The thing that bugs me about the Barry Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee is, I mean, it really bugged me when they were raising concerns about, and if you don't believe me, I mean, their meetings are on YouTube. You can go and see them.
Oh, I've seen some of them.
The last one, and I posted it on, I posted the YouTube link on the Aired Out page, and I didn't want to, but I wanted people to hear what they had to say, which I think was at the 35-minute mark. And by the way, if you missed yesterday's podcast with Chris Autry talking about this, I think it's at the 48-minute mark.
46, I think. But
46. I mean, it is. I don't know. I thought what he had to say was just riveting.
Well, and he's educating people on factual things. He's not shooting at the hip.
Sure. But for you know, when they raised concern about Easter and that the symbolic representation of Easter being a religious holiday, the resurrection of Christ, and trying to petition the city of Barry, the Barry Partnership, to do away with those symbols, whether it be the cross, an Easter egg, the pastel colors. This is really troublesome to me.
It is.
It's not just happening here in Barry. This is cancel culture.
Yeah. Do we? Yeah, we do want to talk about that too. We will definitely talk about cancel culture. But here's the bottom line on this. The Christmas lights, the menorah, the Easter eggs, the turkeys, all that stuff, those are just symbols. They're not what it's about.
Right.
Okay, they're symbols. They're ways of, when you try to explain something, you pull in visual aid. You pull in ideas from other places, and you make it more tangible.
Sure.
These are tangible things that we do because it makes people feel good, makes them happy. Easter egg hunts. Do the little children know that Jesus rose from the dead on the third day when they're out hunting for Easter eggs? No. But they know Easter is a celebration holiday.
Yeah.
And it's our job to educate them on all of the goings-on of Easter.
Right.
And then let them, as they grow, form their own opinions and approval or disapprovals of those things.
Yeah.
But when you force...
But we want our kids to believe what we want to believe sometimes.
We do want them, but we also want to... Listen, as a CCD religious teacher...
What?
I was a teacher. I taught religion when I was young. I was also a Eucharistic minister in the church. I was also an altar boy. Okay, I went to Catholic school, okay? And as all these things, it's our job to give perspective and ideas of different kinds of things. As a religious teacher, I also taught about the Jewish faith, Okay, even though I was teaching in a Catholic setting.
Right.
Because there are so many different views, so many different religions, so many different practices out there that do we want our children to grow up and be what we are? Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times, if you educate your child in all the diversities out there, they get to make their own decision when they get older.
Yeah.
They get to decide, do I like mommy and daddy or do I never want to talk to them again? Mm-hmm. They get to decide, do I celebrate Christmas or don't I? Okay. I celebrate Christmas every single year, but you go by my house, you don't see a single Christmas light or a single Christmas tree up. Wow. Okay. Because I put all that up and did all that stuff when my children were with me and we were raising them.
Right.
Now, they're on all different sides of the earth. They're doing their own thing. I don't see them. And it's just Jed and myself and my brother. And we don't need to put up a ton of decorations just to enjoy the holidays.
I think that Barry City residents, call me crazy, this is just my assumption. And we're going to be talking about assumptions here at some point. I would like to think that anyone in Barry City or surrounding communities and towns would be most welcoming for anyone to display any physical, visual representations of what they believe, whether it's Kwanzaa, whether it's if they're Jewish, the menorah, mm-hmm. whatever it may be. I would love to think that they would welcome that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a menorah on the State House lawn, mm-hmm. as Chris was saying yesterday.
Right.
And they make sure that that's up there every year.
Mm-hmm. The problem is, though, they make sure they put it up every year so that they're not canceled. Okay? So to avoid being canceled as a political figure, whether it be the State House or whether it be a business or whatever, when you're in the spotlight to the community, the way the woke/cancel culture community has grown.
Here we go.
Into leaps and bounds of craziness, okay? You as a capital, you as a political business, building, whatever, you as Nelson's Hardware, you as any business must make sure to encompass all the holidays. So if there's 7 holidays in one weekend, all 7 have to be encompassed into your business. Otherwise, somebody is going to show up, get the microphone and say, they don't respect this. They don't believe in that. And automatically you get canceled. Okay? And I think that is absolutely ridiculously stupid. Okay? Not ignorant, stupid. Because God forbid you oversight and miss one thing, you have been judged. You know, one of my favorite lines is, you have been weighed, you have been measured, and you've been found wanting. I love that line, okay? Because what happens is people weigh and measure and make sure that somebody's found wanting. They can't say, look at what they've done. Look at the beautiful lights.
Sure.
And, oh, they didn't put a menorah. Let me go in and just let them know that maybe somebody might be upset. No, they got to go out and publicize to the world that this business should not be patronized anymore because we need to cancel them. Hey, let's cancel G, because G, as a gay man, should understand cancel culture and being woke. And he's talking anti. So let's cancel him. Cancel me, people. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm still going to have my home. I'm still going to drive a nice fucking car. And I'm still going to say hello to you when you're out in the streets, whether I like what you say or not, because you're still a person.
Right.
Okay? And this whole thing about, you said, yeah, they have the menorah out there, and they have to. Otherwise, my God, there'll be people on the steps screaming with signs, okay? And how is that benefiting anybody?
Right.
How is that all it's doing is promoting anger and hate. And that's what cancel culture does.
Christmas for kids. And just a big shout out to Jason Fleury, the Jennifer Carbonneau, Michael Booten, Michael Deering, anyone who has helped Christmas for Kids grow over the last 20 years, this coin drop that happens right here in the Granite City. Thank you. Thanks to the Barrie Juvenile Officers Association, a 501c3 that gets behind this. City Council gets behind it. However, there were a few city councilors who were questioning whether or not it should still be called Christmas for Kids.
Opposed to calling it what?
December Gifts for Kids was one of the suggestions.
So they're trying to cancel Christmas for Kids and give it a new title. And this is what I don't understand. I'm having a hard time
literally taking Christmas out of it.
Yeah. And
why do we have to do that?
I think any city member who's for that,
yeah,
we should reevaluate at election time and get them the fuck out. Because their job is to make sure that the city is running smoothly and happily.
Right.
And there are a lot of people who want to give to the toy drives for children.
Almost $7,000 was raised, by the way, in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And this is stuff that locally we have folks like Jen and Jason and Katie who shop locally.
Right.
With that money.
Right.
And buy things that are not just toys, but also essentials for family members.
Right.
This is such a massive grassroots
it's deeper
effort.
Than just the title.
It is so much deeper than everything.
Yeah.
Okay? These go to families. These go to kids regardless of their religion or a religious affiliation.
Right.
This is Christmas, which is a time of giving and a time of love and hope.
And understanding. It's a time of understanding. It's a time for people to understand that we all have our own individual brains, and I don't need you to put your brain in my head. Okay? I love hearing all different views and opinions of things. I love that. And I think it's perfectly okay for people to say, well, let's not call it Christmas, let's call it December. That's fine if you believe that. However, to shove it into people's brains like that's correct and everything you've been thinking is incorrect is just wrong. Everybody is entitled to their own views. What I'm saying is my view, people. Does that make me bad? No. It makes it my view. And if I get canceled for being me, instead of being you, then cancel me. Because I don't want to be you. I spent 61 fucking years making me.
Right.
Okay, and thinking the way I think. And my anger, people always say, gee, you're always so angry, you're always so moody. It's because I've never met so much ignorance as I've met over the last number of years with all these new fucking fangled shit cancel cultures and you got to think this way and you're not allowed to, oh my God, you can't say the word retarded because that's a bad thing. You know what? There's almost a humor to it because last February, I was down at King Arthur's making bread with my neighbor. She bought us a bread package where we went and learned how to make sourdough bread and stuff. And we went down there and we had a great time. And one of the questions that they asked was, well, what happens if you put this ingredient in? And my neighbor turned around and she says, it retards the effect. And I looked at her and I laughed. I said, oh my God, you said retarded. And she said, no, I said retard. I said, no, you said retarded. And I came home and I said to her husband, your wife said retarded in public. And we were laughing about it because it's such a, my God, it's a word, people. When you use words to hurt people, it's wrong. But when you're using words to identify something, lighten up.
We're a very sensitive culture.
But we were not always like this.
No.
The new generation has to make a stand, and the stand they're making is so dangerous.
When you started, you gave birth to the Rainbow Bridge Community Center right here in Barre.
And I was canceled.
You were, and you were actually questioned as not being
gay enough. Right. But I was canceled. And why was I canceled? I was canceled because I wanted a community center that embraced all people. It wasn't an LGBT community center. It was an LGBTQ friendly center. And that if you came in and you made fun of the gay people at the center or the trans individuals or the handicap or whatever, you were asked to leave because you were not welcome in a welcomed environment.
But people shouldn't be making fun of anyone.
No. And then what happened was
be kind.
It was, hey, gee, are you a gay community center? Are you straight? And I kept saying, I am a community center for all. And oh my God, what's your qualifications? You never did this. You're not gay enough. And I was like, people, all I want to do is open up a center that children and adults can come to and learn, get books, have a snack, go on the computer and do your homework, do open mic nights, have shows with all different kinds of drag queens, have drag kings. I just wanted it all. And I was told, you need to pick a side. Are you a gay center or are you not? And my answer was, I'm out. Mic drop. I quit. Okay? Because that's not what I wanted, and you cannot make me be you. Okay? I wanted a wide open door policy for anyone who knew what love was and knew what happiness was. You and your daughter used to come in there and play air hockey.
Yeah, we had Lily and I would go in there and I permanently borrowed a few granola bars without you knowing about it. But we had a great time. Yeah. We had fun.
And a lot of that money to open that center was personal money. Money between me, my husband, and my brother.
Yeah.
Who forked up tons of money
to get it started.
And then told, oh, that's wrong and this is wrong. And so I had individuals who started questioning. And then, God forbid, you said the wrong thing on the air. You got canceled and told you can't be at the center. Yeah. Okay. And it turned into such a fiasco that one day I shocked one of my right-hand person. She did everything I wanted. If I said, God, I'm hungry, she'd run and get me something. I mean, she treated the center like gold, and she treated me like the person who had a vision to improve the town of Barre, the city of Barre, with an organizational place that people can go and relax.
Right.
And when I sat down and I said to her with no forewarning, mic drop, I'm out. I quit. She was like, what the fuck? And I said to her, I cannot play the hypocrite game. Okay? I was canceled. Great. Cancel me. But you know what? There's too much of the woke shit going on. Okay? And one of the biggest things is, and I'll be the first to admit it, the Democratic Party spent so much time being fucking woke and trying so hard to include everybody that they lost sight of the issues, and they lost across the board on everything. And now people are like, it's about time we finally get our turn in this. It's not a matter of our turn, your turn. It's what's in the best interest for the country, for the people, for everybody as a whole. And instead, the Democratic Party went so woke that everybody said too much. And the question really is there such a thing as too much woke? There fucking is. Okay? There is too much.
Yep.
Okay? Because woke and cancel was not in my generation. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in my parents' generation. And guess what? We grew up just fine.
Yeah.
But now the kids are growing up to judge, hate, prejudge. My God, they see something, they prejudge it. Yeah. Okay? When I was younger, saw a handicapped gentleman in a wheelchair, and I prejudged. And my father took me over and introduced me because he knew that I was like, look at that guy, can't even get up and walk. And my father took me over and introduced me, and I sat and chatted with that guy against my will because I had to be nice.
Yeah.
But when I left, I was like, I want him to be one of my friends.
Yeah, I've done the same thing with Lily. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
It's a different.
So stop being so judgmental.
Yeah.
If we all learn to accept and care instead of disrespecting and not caring, I think our society would grow up a little bit better than the judgmental that children are judging their parents. Children are judging their parents, and I'm taking this from firsthand knowledge, people. This is not something I'm making up because I've seen it elsewhere. I've taken this from firsthand knowledge that one of my children judged 3 or 4 things I did in the past and made that who I am today. And I'm like, really? That's what you got? Out of me diapering you, raising you, feeding you, working for you, giving you a home, getting you a car when you needed one.
Disciplining you, teaching you.
Disciplined you. I was told I was too mean. Okay? But if you don't know the dynamics of mommy and daddy, then you can't judge that you were too mean because maybe mommy and daddy decided one's going to be the good cop and one's going to be the bad cop. Okay? You weren't part of that decision. That was our decision. If it was right or wrong, it was right or wrong. Okay? But too many kids are judging. They're judging our president. They're judging the Congress. They're judging the store because it didn't have such and such a thing that they needed. They're judging people that walk funny, look different. They're judging the gay community, the straight community, the trans community. There's so much judging, and we're allowing the youth to do this instead of saying, hey, you're entitled to think. You're entitled to have ideas. But let's look at the other side, too. There's 2 sides. I always say there's 3 sides to a story. Your side, my side, and the right and the correct side. The truth.
Yeah.
Okay? But people hear, hey, JD, you're my best friend. So if you don't like Billy, I'm not going to like Billy. And then you say, well, I don't like Billy because he said blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to say, I agree with you, JD. Meanwhile, I didn't hear Billy's story, where Billy may have had a whole paragraph and you just picked a couple of words. That's what's wrong with today's society is they're so quick to judge.
You can't see the comments coming in this morning.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm upsetting people.
No. There's a bunch of comments. I hope you go back and read them. Shirley says it's time for all of us to come together and respect each other. At 72, I don't adjust to change well.
Right.
Wishing for happier times for all of us. Then we just got a comment that the problem is DEI and woke has been weaponized.
It's very much weaponized. And the problem is that the young generation, kids that are 7, 8, 10, 12 years old, they're very impressionable. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the age that we mold them.
Tell me about
When
it.
they're infants and they're in diapers, you're only molding them to stop peeing in the diaper because it's costing me money to buy diapers. But when they get to Lily's age and they get to my grandchildren's age,
Yeah.
okay, that's when we need to show them all the different things, not just one.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be a redneck and still introduce things to kids.
Sure.
Okay, and when they say, "Oh, I don't go out and hunt because that's not right," and this and that, why? People like to hunt. People like to sing. People like to drive. Let them do what they enjoy and educate them that, well, we don't like to hunt because this is our belief, but yours is different, and I respect you. I don't judge. I respect. And that's this whole woke cancel culture. People, when you see me in the street, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, look at me and right in front of everybody go, I cancel you. Because my answer is going to be, thank you. That means I don't have to speak to ignorance. Okay? You are another ignorant person I no longer have to speak to.
Full disclosure here. I have called G. We've been friends now for what?
Oh, my God.
15?
16 years. Yeah.
At least 15 years.
Yeah.
I have called you before, and I have just been preached to very heavily by you over the phone and sometimes in person that and one of my faults, and it's a huge one, is that I assume things that more often than not, in hindsight, were not accurate. And you have scolded me brutally for something like that.
Yeah, because assumptions make you look foolish.
Well, there's a reason why there's the
ASS.
first three letters.
Yeah. And, you know.
But people, it's easy to do.
Let's
so
talk about
easy to do.
Let's talk about why we're talking about assumptions.
Please.
Okay?
Go
because you, although you're you and you say whatever you want, you also try to sometimes be PC.
Who, me?
That's politically correct, people,
I do.
for those who don't know that.
Do I?
You are very cautious at times to make sure not to offend or whatever. And that's great because taking into consideration people's feelings is very important.
Right.
However, when we assume, okay, you got called out for something I did that you had no fucking clue I did. But guilt by association, because you know me and I know you, must mean that if I did it, here's the kicker, people, you told me to do it. Who knows G enough to know that you can't tell me to do anything unless I want to?
Yeah.
Okay?
So true.
If I go across the street and slap somebody, it's not because you told me. It's because I fucking wanted to slap them.
What was it?
Oh, it was, I guess, apparently I have either temporarily blocked or stopped following people on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was my choice. You never even knew I fucking did it until the person and people came to you and said, you told him to. And you were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay? If I stop following you or I no longer am your friend on Facebook, it doesn't mean I don't like you or that I hate you or whatever. It's because I don't want to read your narcissistic, one-sided views on shit over and over again. You have a view and you post it. I'm cool with it. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I put an angry face, whatever the case may be. But when every single day you're bitching about something, constantly posting long streams of bullshit that's only your fucking opinion, but you want everybody to agree with you because you're so fucking narcissistic that only your view counts, guess what? I'm canceling you. Not as a cancel culture, but I don't want to read your drama. Okay? And if all you're going to do is talk about politics and say how your party this and your party day after day after day, I'm going to unfollow you because I don't want to read that shit. Somebody who posts, I went to the bathroom and had to throw up today, I unfollow them because I don't want to hear about your personal throw up. Okay? Yeah. So for those individuals that have accused you of tainting my mind, like anybody could do that.
No one.
Okay? But for anybody who has accused you, I apologize to you and I say shame to them. Because, there goes Stephanie, because people, I think for myself, and if I canceled you, it's because I'm done with you. It's because I'm done with your drama. I'm done with your rhetoric. I'm done trying to say, hey, please let people know that's your opinion. And then you come back and snap at me because you don't like what I said. Meanwhile, I have to like what you said. Okay? Stop airing out your dirty laundry and stop airing out your dirty, negative, narcissistic, unappreciated, ridiculously unfounded views to everybody on Facebook because we're tired of reading your shit. Okay? So I'm sorry to council members or other people. If you know that I'm talking about you, at least I didn't say your name, because if you want, I'm the type of person that will literally call you out on the microphone by name. Because I don't care if you cancel me. I don't care if you go telling people what I did.
Yeah.
Okay, but leave JD alone because I think for myself, assholes.
This you're making me.
I know, I'm firing you up. I can see you twitching in your seat.
You're making
either that or you got hemorrhoids.
Both. You're making me think of when Barry area, or the Barry Values rather, when Barry Values.
That's a farce of an organization.
When they were pissed off with me, calling me Dan and Rachel.
But everything is behind the back.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like, people, if you got how many times have I said this on the phone?
Jesus.
How many times have I said this on the phone to you? If you have a problem with me, fucking come to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't talk about me behind my back. Because
Sure.
this is such a small fucking town.
Yeah.
Everything gets back to me.
Sure.
Okay, I hear everything that people say about me, and I choose carefully who I do and don't want to address on those things. Because sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And I have my brother who tells me all the time, why are you getting so upset? Why do you let them bother you? It's not that I'm upset or I let them bother me. It's because what they're doing is they're subliminarily telling other people something negative about me without me being able to have or afford the opportunity to defend it or at least say something about it.
That's precisely what this local underground group, Barry Values, did. They contacted all of my sponsors and not only suggested that they stop sponsoring and supporting me, but furthermore, I was told by several of my sponsors that they were also threatened that they would be boycotted if they continued to be sponsors of Aired Out. Culture. Because I and I know you remember this, expressed some personal views and disappointment that a long-standing tradition in Montpelier every year for, 25 years at least, at the Capitol Plaza, the annual daddy-daughter dance right around Valentine's Day was going to be done away with because it was excluding others. I have gone to that. I have brought Lily. It was a special time for us to both get dressed up, take her out to dinner, and treat her to a special night where she was showcased as the princess and I'm the dad.
Right.
I also said on the air that if this organization that put the brakes to this wanted to start their own dance separate, that's great. I would support that and I'd promote it. But to cancel something altogether, to cancel the daddy-daughter dance, I was disappointed with. And then Barry Values, to go to my sponsors and tell them that I was homophobic and transphobic is outrageous.
And isn't that called bullying, what they were doing? Are they not one of the organizations that preach anti-bullying? And yet it's okay to bully adults, not children.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is high school bullshit and elementary bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't be his friend. Don't be his friend. Okay? And listen, the reason you keep bringing that up every time I'm on the air is because of the fact that it's a prime example of two things. One, the bullshit that happens out there that needs to stop. And two, ready? I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there, JD.
Jesus. Hold on. Can I just fasten my seatbelt here?
Yes, fasten your seatbelt. All right.
Okay.
Make sure the camera's on me for this one.
Oh, God.
Okay? We have asked these people to come here and share their views and talk this out as intelligent adults so that we can understand them and they can understand us. And nobody has had the balls to put their face in front of the camera and talk about their views. They've done it all behind everybody's back. So who's the coward? Who's the person that should be canceled? Because bring it, okay? Dan, come on the fucking show with me and JD, and let's talk about your views on JD's homophobic, okay? And Rachel, you had such fucking issues with me on everything I did for the community center. Come here and tell me why you, as a mama bear, is smarter and more right than me as a papa bear who raised 4 fucking kids and 6 fucking grandchildren. Come here and tell me why you're right and I'm so wrong. But they don't have those balls.
You forgot about Erica.
They just talk behind the scenes. They make comments. And then every time, and you've invited them, every time you've said, come and visit, come and do this, nobody does. So who's the coward? Okay? I mean, my God, if you're going to say something, say it publicly. And give us a chance to have our day in court, too, instead of you being the convictor, the jury, the judge, and the executioner. Because you're not all that, people. I've met you, and you're not all that. And just because you run an organization or just because you're doing good for people in organizations doesn't give you the right to do negative, bad things to people behind the scenes, because that makes you a coward and it makes you ignorant. And yes, I called them ignorant. Okay? As the people who assume that you can control my thoughts and my Facebook page, they are just as ignorant. Okay? Because these are learned, educated people that are acting like elementary children instead of adults, because adults see the different sides and they take those sides, they weigh them, they measure them, and then they decide if it's found wanting or not. For them, not for the world. Okay, there are people I don't like for me that my husband likes. But guess what? I'm still married to him because he's entitled to like who he likes. And if I don't like them, I learn to deal.
How many years you been together?
29. And he puts up with a lot of shit from me. Okay? A lot. Because I'm very outspoken. And Jed is more the silent, strong type, where when he has a firm opinion, he'll say it, but the rest of the time, he just lets it roll off his back. I don't want people to think they won, okay? My brother says, who cares what they think? I care, because if they think they've won and that they've intimidated me, now they go out and tell people that they've intimidated me. Now people think less of me when they don't even know what the fucking point is. Okay? And
Wow.
that's what so many people do. I have been judged. I have been weighed and measured and found wanting by an individual, and everybody else that likes that individual has therefore found me wanting. And I'm like, why? You don't even fucking know the story. Okay? So, Rachel, Daniel, all you clowns that are intelligent, that are educated, that have gone to school, that have learned, okay? Stop being ignorant, because you're intelligent. So don't be so fucking ignorant.
Just got a comment here. It's a complaint from Lindsay, who says, JD, I don't know where or why you have been hiding your friend G from me, but I love him.
I speak my truth. You know what I love is somebody said to me the other day, I'm speaking the truth. And I said, you mean your truth? And they said, no, the truth. I said, well, I don't know if that's the truth because I haven't spoken to that person.
Yeah.
Okay? But I hear your truth. And they're like, wouldn't that piss you off? I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't there. And they're trying to get a validation from me that they're not going to get until they want to speak their truth with the other person there also, that I can hear both truths and then decide what the real truth is. Okay? The bottom line is, people, we all have opinions. Just like assholes, we all have opinions. Okay? And we all feel strongly about Christmas or not Christmas. We all feel strongly about Easter eggs or not Easter eggs. We all feel strongly that Jesus Christ has come back from the dead or he hasn't and it's just fabrication. Okay? The people who believe are people who have faith. They have in their heart something that warms them, that allows them to be a being, that allows them to go to the next day because they have a view.
Yeah.
They have an opinion. They believe when they die, they're going to go to heaven and be with loved ones. That comforts them. That helps them get through the bullshit of every day that they're facing.
Right.
And then there are people who say that's just malarkey, there's nothing at the end. And that makes them feel strong about who they are now. And that's all okay. That's all okay. I believe that Jesus Christ came. I believe in Christmas. I believe in God. Do I believe to the extent of what the Bible has written? Listen, the Bible is a form of interpretation, okay? And I'm good with that. And I take the lessons in the Bible and I say, this part of it, I'm really good with. That part, I'm finding it a little hard to buy. But I have faith that the message is in there. And I look for the message. The same thing when I meet somebody. I look for the good. I look for what makes them who they are. And then I decide that goodness in you isn't for me. So I'm not going to continue to associate with you. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you a bad person. It means that you and I are on different planes, okay? So if you don't want Christmas, fine. If you think it's being sensationalized, fine. Keep it to your fucking self. Don't try to make the whole world live your truth. Just live your own truth. I'll live mine, you live yours, and when we see each other, let's nod, let's smile, and let's go past each other, respecting the fact that you're you and I'm me. But if you want to cancel me, hey, that's you too. Cancel away.
Beautiful.
Okay? That's the way I see it. And if you want to assume something, instead of saying, I think JD told G, I'm going to call G and say, did you do this and why? And believe me, if you call me and you ask me, please, please be prepared for the naked truth. Because if you're going to call me out, I'm going to tell you why. And then if you don't agree, you can say, I don't agree. And I'll say, great. Nice talking to you. Have a great holiday season. Because I don't want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I don't want to piss you off. But it is a holiday season, all right? But don't go to my friends and blame them for me. Because I'm me and I live my truth. And if you don't like my truth, I'm cool with that, okay? But don't say if I don't like your truth, fuck me. Because that's wrong. Sorry, people, I got on my soapbox again.
It's the Thursday morning G-spot right here on Aired Out.
And we didn't even touch all the topics, and that's why every Thursday.
God, no.
That's why every Thursday is the G-spot, because people, next week it only gets hotter.
So next week, you and I are going to go somewhere and have a cappuccino.
Yes, a special cappuccino.
I'm going to clip a couple of lapel mics on us, and
Yes.
we're gonna talk more.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot more.
Yeah. And I just want people to know that I'm not always angry, but your ignorance angers me. That's the important thing. I'm not angry at the world. I'm just angry at the ignorance that gets thrown in my face and told that I have to see it that way.
Sure.
Because that's ignorant.
I want to close out this morning by I need your help. I need listeners' help this morning. Amy Anderson over at Amy's Armoire.
Yes.
Reached out to me last night, and I guess my name was, and Lindsay, we're going to have Lindsay on tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to be talking about Night to Shine tomorrow morning as well. Trey Cates is going to be coming by this tomorrow. But Amy Anderson reached out to me from Amy's Armoire. Amazing organization. Beyond a store.
A lot of respect for Amy and what she's done.
Yeah, right here on North Main Street.
And what she's doing.
What she's doing, what she has done, and what she's doing. And I'll tell you right now, my God, is she not getting rich from it? Amy reached out to me last night and told me that my name has come in to, I guess, an online conversation as being someone who was chosen by the community. This is my understanding of it. That if I were to wear a Christmas onesie and look at his eyes and
the visual's hurting me.
Stand out on North Main Street in front of Amy's Armoire and wave to cars and hold up a sign that God only knows what it would say in a Christmas onesie, that if I can pick a number and say, all right, Vermont, if you're willing to throw $10 in the pot, JD will do this. All the money goes to Amy's Armoire. What should that number be? Should it be $500?
Well, you mean the total pot,
Yeah.
or by each person?
No, total pot.
Okay, I'd say let's go for a goal. You know, Amy has she's done such amazing things, including working with kids and working with the community and everything else. I think we should set the goal at a good number. Let's go $1,000. Let's go 1,000, and I'll put 25 in right at the start. Our goal is to hit $1,000.
I don't think we can do that, buddy.
Why?
That's a stretch.
So you're saying that the community isn't going to support something like this? I challenge the community.
That's a lot of money, man.
Well, let's challenge them.
I was going to go 500 tops.
I'd say go 1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000 goal. If we hit 500, great. If we hit 700, great.
Okay, for $1,000, how long do I have to stand out on North Main Street in a Christmas onesie?
Well, I'm going to be standing there with you.
Okay. All right.
So,
okay.
I'd say we need to be out there for at least 2 hours. Yep. And people can bring us hot cocoa.
Okay.
Whatever we need to stay warm and healthy.
I'll
even sing.
Please don't.
Shit, yeah.
God, please don't.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can I wear underwear?
Yes. Please, God. And a girdle if you got one.
Oh, Jesus. Look at Rich McSheffrey saying he's got $100.
There you go. Rich, I'll meet you. I'll meet you at 100. So now you're already up to $200.
Holy shit.
Rich has got 100, I got 100. Boom. And I'll bet you my brother will throw in 50.
Oh, my God.
So now you're up to 250. You're already a quarter of the way there. Rich, thank you. We're going to do this. And I want people to come out. What day are we doing this?
I don't know.
Well, we got to do it soon.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do this.
Oh, no, it's done. You brought it up. It's done. You brought it up subconsciously. You wanted to do this. So you brought it up for the whole world to hear.
Becky is saying I should wear tights. I have tights.
Oh, God, Becky.
I have candy cane tights.
Becky, have you seen those legs?
Got tights.
JD, I really think you're gay at heart.
Compression underpants.
Oh, geez. Yes, definitely. Tuck some of that in.
Thanks for coming in, G. God, I love you, man. I
love you too, buddy.
Love you to pieces.
No problem.
I'm going to come over there in a second, give you a big hug, and I'm going to grab your ass.
You always do.
And I love it.
All righty.